Welcome to Resume Mastery, unlocking the secrets to landing more interviews. Look, I've got the template. You have nothing to worry about. However, listen because this is one of the more important lessons where, it all starts here. And so let's get into it. So, the good news here is you can apply what you learn here for the rest of your life, for the rest of your career. And even if it's not tech sales, trust me, this is going to help you no matter where you go. And so it all starts here. If we don't have a good resume, we don't get any interviews. None and nothing else works. The cold outreach that I'm going to teach you won't work. The interviewing skills that I teach you become irrelevant because we're not even interviewing. And so this is where it all begins. This is the first weapon that I kind of give you to get you on this journey and get you in conversations with tech companies. So, look, I'm going to get right into it. Essentially, what you need to be doing on your resume is tying it back to money. You've already learned the language. You're going to learn about some of these techniques, such as the air technique, during the interview process as well. You have to talk the language. As we've learned, that language is money. And so if you include numbers and quantify everything you say on your resume, um, you're going to be in good shape. And so include metrics, include percentages, quantities, numbers, anything and everything that you can quantify, do it. And I want to introduce you to the air technique. This is going to keep popping up throughout the course. Air technique is something that it's a really good way of talking, particularly um, within the business context, right? So we want to talk about the action we took, the impact that action had on the team, the department, the project, and then the result. So, what action did you take? For example, I sold. What impact did it have? I sold 100 computers in 1 week, which helped the team break new sales records. What result did it have? This is where you can quantify it, which resulted in $100,000 in additional revenue for the company. Boom. This is how you want to write pretty much every bullet point on your resume. I look, we could have just said something along the lines of, yeah, I sold computers and helped customers with inquiries, right? That's a bullet that a lot of people put on their resume, but guess what? It's not compelling. So quantify everything. Don't just tell me what you did. Truly quantify it and tell me the positive impact that it had on the project, team, department, or company. Sell me on the value that you're going to bring to my team. And when you use numbers, it's automatically more impressive. The last thing I want to say here is, as always, do not lie. No lying here. But you are allowed to amplify the numbers, just a little bit so that we can spice it up even more. There's nothing wrong with amplifying it so long as the story is about, 90% true. And so keep that in mind here as you write out your bullet points. Now, one thing that I hate and that is not effective is cringy corporate jargon. I don't know why this is the norm, but there are so many resumes out there that just use this cringy language, which is filled with big words that we wouldn't use in real life and corporate jargon. And I'll give you a few examples here in a second. But I want to talk about what a bad resume looks like. I want to even show you what a good resume looks like. Good is not going to be good enough. It's a highly competitive market. Every job application sees somewhere between 400 applicants. And honestly, lately I've even seen that some job postings have thousands. And so LinkedIn publicizes that data. So good isn't good enough anymore, at like period. So I'm going to show you what good looks like, and I'm also going to show you what great looks like. But what I want you to notice here is it completely lacks numbers, stats, metrics, etc. What did I just teach you? The air technique. You got to talk the language here. And furthermore, so this resume is also filled with just again corporate jargon. I don't know what this person is really saying. Experienced customer service representative, uh, with skills in conflict resolution, customer escalations. What does that mean? What does that mean? And so there's not only is filled with the cringy language, but it's also not using numbers at all. They're just telling us what they do and that's it. But by telling us what they do, they're not really selling us on anything. And so this is an example of what a bad resume looks like. This is a little small, so let's try to zoom in here. But this resume is better. This is a better resume. As you can see, this person throws in some key achievements, which he also quantifies. 85% of ramp up and quota, uses, just really good description of what he's doing. And again, key achievement here, actively extend the client portfolio, attained about 110%. This is a good resume, but I wouldn't say it's great. For one, he's literally copy and pasting into both of his roles. They literally say the same thing. But also, he's led with this at the top: career interest, learn top enterprise sales practices. What? You're gonna take up space in your resume? You're not gonna sell me on anything. You're just gonna tell me this. You want to learn top enterprise sales practices? It's not persuasive. Furthermore, the summary of qualifications are weak. Process driven team player, active listening. Okay. Like, it's just so bland. It's again the corporate jargon that everyone is using. And also, this person goes ahead and adds the languages and computer skills at the bottom, added that he knows English. Like, cool, clearly, that's not really new information. And so the point that I'm trying to get at here is this: we have limited space on on a resume, because a resume should be one page. Let's maximize every line and sell ourselves well. That's what I'm trying to get at here. Lastly, let's do one more just to show you again. This is better. Um, we look at it here and we see simple language and stats. 20% of revenue growth. Boom. But the thing is that it's a little bit inconsistent. This person is not doing more stats in his previous roles. He throws again the skills and interests, just throws it into a big pile and isn't really describing or selling anything. Um, and adding his interests, which are not even relevant to the topic at hand. And so, although this resume is better, it's a good resume. But again, we don't want to be good. We really want to knock it out of the park. And so, every resume bullet point must be tied back to money. The resume should be one page. Look, I'm going to give you the template. Just follow it. Do not change it. Okay? Don't change it. This is one of the most important parts of the job hunting process. Just stick to what works. Think of your resume like a sales page. This is what hooks them. And so I recommend writing about 4 bullets per job. Bullet number 1 is about your biggest contribution or accomplishment, what you did and how you did it. Bullet number 2 is a description of one of your main responsibilities, tying it back to money and revenue, using stats to really amplify your achievements. Same thing for bullet number 3. And the bullet number 4 I like to use as just a overall descriptor of the company and the job. Order doesn't necessarily matter, but I personally believe that the one above works best because you're leading with your achievements. Most important, I have a writing tip here for you, which is hopefully going to steer you away from corporate jargon. I actually use this writing tip in business all the time, outside of this job hunting process. In other words, this tip has helped me actually generate a lot of money because I use this tip when I am writing my business emails as well. And so, my advice to you is to write like you talk. It's okay to be a bit casual in your resume. Remember, tech companies tend to lean more casual anyway. Do not use that cringe jargon. Try to bring out your voice in your writing and then clean it up. In other words, like type it out as if you were talking and then just come back and clear it of any grammatical errors, any typos, things like that. And remember, I want to really drill this into you. Remember to talk the language in your resume. Always try and tie it back to money, either money that's gained or money that's saved. Remember, this is the language of business. And so that's the only way that we're going to get through and differentiate ourselves, okay? And so I want to show you what a great resume looks like. You don't need to take a screenshot or anything like that. I'm going to provide this for you and I'm going to give you the template. But take a look. Has a simple objective, land a full-time SDR job with prominent rising tech company, proven track record as an SDR already. Now I'm ready to make the leap into SaaS, professional experience. Um, Look at this, numbers everywhere. I generated $76,000 in closed deals. I did 28 calls per day. I generated 240,000 in pipeline. Average sales cycle of one month. Just really adding numbers all the time, talking money. That's what this makes this resume great. He does this in every single for every single job. Look, he even made working at a cafe sound impressive. He was just a team member and he's like, look, I managed 250 customer orders daily, produced approximately $3,000 in daily sales. Boom. Even a cafe member can tie it back to money and revenue. There's no excuses. And lastly, it's a simple template. Look, he sticks to the professional experience, achievements and training, education, and that's it. This is what it takes. Let's do another one. Oh, let's see. It's a little frozen. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, I skipped a few. I guess I didn't. Here's another one. Bartholomew Montgomery. This is obviously a fictional name, but this is a real resume. Um, this is a real life person. I just changed up their name and removed the private information. But look, objective, successful luxury sales rep with over $60,000 in sales. Now looking to bring my rapport building skills and apply to the SDR role. Again, look at all this. Top performer, successfully made over $5,000, $400 per item, just using numbers consistently, metrics consistently, naming and describing things. I worked with AAA. I worked with Rick Astley. I generated over 6 million views on YouTube. Same thing over here. Boom, numbers. And then adds relevant training and then education. Super simple. Nothing crazy going on here, yet it's highly effective. Let's keep moving. Screen is freezing. Lastly, another one. Look, shop manager at a coffee shop. Adding numbers, achievements and numbers, 25% increase. Same thing. He started his own business, generated $35,000 in sales, made 60 to 100 calls per day, adds his skills and interests, education, and that's it. Calls it a day. Super simple, lots of stats and metrics, talking the language, and then moving on. There's nothing crazy about these resumes, yet they work. So let me show you what exactly works here and how we're going to do it. Look, I want you to add an objective at the top as well. I think an objective at the top is a perfect way to just give them a quick bragging point and then going into the professional experience. It's an easy way for someone to click on your resume, open it up, and be like, boom, immediately hit with an achievement. And this makes the resume stand out and be easily consumed. And so please, please, please do not waste the space. This is an example of the previous resume where um, they're using corporate jargon and they're not even really saying anything. And so in this case, experienced customer service representative with 2 years experience in telephone, email, and virtual customer service, blah, blah, blah. Excited to use my proven skills to collaborate and help resolve issues that impact the business. Why do we talk like this? Like, what's up with all these big words? And are you telling me that using a telephone, that knowing how to use a telephone is a selling point? We have to do better here, and we can. So, adding an objective at the top to boost credibility. How do you do it? Basically, just tell us what you did, name your biggest achievement, and how you want to now apply your expertise into tech sales. So, for example, an example of a good objective would be successful customer service representative who created a program to reduce returns by 25%. Now looking to apply my expertise to the B2B world. Top performing pizza delivery guy, sold over $25,000 in 1 month. Now looking to apply my negotiation skills to tech sales. Look, it's simple. You just have to follow the format. And so, looking back at one of the successful resumes, again, these resumes were proven to work. All of these folks that all these resumes I'm showing you ended up getting job offers. And so, here's the format: the objective, which I just taught you how to write, your professional experience or internships, relevant training and development. I love this because it's a perfect place to show that you're a curious individual who goes the extra mile to go and learn before they even start the job. Alternatively, this is personally where I throw in my achievements and awards. So I don't add my training and development, but I do add achievements and awards. And I really like to use this as a way to obviously brag and differentiate myself. And then education. That is it. That's the format. It works, it's simple, and it just focuses on what's important. It allows us to sell ourselves well. And so, for the love of God, if you throw in a long summary at the top and list 100 different skills, I'm going to jump off a bridge. You don't need to tell me that you know how to use Microsoft Word. Look, I will hand you the template. Please do not change it. Do not try to reinvent the wheel. I've seen various students try to attempt their own variations. Usually, all they want to do is make it prettier and give it a cool, neat design, but it doesn't work. It only decreases their response rate. So don't do it. Just rely on the template. Trust me. Once you break into tech sales and make progress, you can come back and redo it however you want. But as you're breaking into tech sales and trying to make this career jump, I just want you to stick to what works. So follow the template.